This podcast is presented by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. You can now get every window and door at Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania at 20% off. That's at no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Give a call to 717-727-7558 or drop by rbacentralpa.com/deals before this deal ends on December 31st. People are starting to voice concerns over how secretive local officials have gotten. In Pittsburgh, foie gras has officially been banned. Tipping culture has reached a tipping point. Also, anyone in the market for a Ben Franklin portrait? I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in a PA. Residents in Pennsylvania and outside of it are voicing concerns over how secretive their local officials have become, reports the Associated Press. One resident in Volant, which is a borough north of Pittsburgh, for example, claims officials raised property taxes by 57% without even mentioning the budget or ordinance during public meetings. Outside of Pennsylvania, the city of Fresno was sued for allegedly conducting secret budget negotiations for years. And according to open advocacy experts, this is a trend that's been going on for quite some time in local governments across the country, from town and county officials to school district officials. Says Volant local Bridget Fry, quote, "It's definitely disturbing." It's official, reports the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Foie gras has been banned in Pittsburgh. The city council approved the ban yesterday, which bars the sale or production of force-fed poultry products like foie gras in the city. However, there is one caveat. Any spot that's still serving it can rebut the claim their product is force-fed if they provide documentation that the animal they're serving was properly raised and cared for. Criticisms are already flooding in over what some believe is a foie gras faux pas. Joe Hilty, who's the chef and co-owner of Lawrenceville restaurant The Vandal, states for one, quote, "Foie is easy to go at because it's not a super popular ingredient here. It's low-hanging fruit. There are a lot of food items that could or should be banned if you're looking at animal welfare." The ban will be effective as soon as Mayor Ed Gainey signs it or on December 29th, if he lets it become a law without his ink. It appears that tipping culture has reached a quote-unquote tipping point, states PennLive. Also felt both at the state and national levels, a number of people have expressed to PennLive a fatigue over when places ask for tips, especially when they themselves are stretched by inflation. One resident said she never had a problem with tipping at restaurants before, but when it comes to other services like dry cleaner pickups and even concert tickets, well, that's a bit much. About 66% of Americans have a negative view of tipping, according to a Bankrate report, with 30% going so far as to say that tipping culture is, quote, out of control. 41% assert that employers should maybe pay their workers more instead of having customers make up for it. How do you feel about this? Tell me at todayinpa@PennLive.com. The great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren of Benjamin Franklin are selling a portrait of his, says the Philadelphia Inquirer. Created by Philadelphian artist Thomas Sully and his daughter Jane in the 1830s, and actually a replica of another portrait that Franklin liked so much he commissioned for a new one, siblings Benjamin Franklin Pepper Jr. and Holly White plan on selling the painting due to the increased difficulty in maintaining it. Valued between $100,000 and $200,000, it'll be sold through Christie's during their Important Americana auction next month. Also, fun fact, at least one son in the Pepper family has been named Benjamin Franklin for the past 5 generations. Says Pepper Jr., quote, "The family is very uninterested in inventing new names." That's all for today. For even more news, visit PennLive.com. Also, please remember to rate this podcast in either Apple or Amazon and to share it around with your family and friends. Thanks ahead of time, and of course, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and we'll talk tomorrow for more Today in PA. This podcast is presented by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. You can now get every window and door at Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania at 20% off. That's at no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Give a call to 717-727-7558 or drop by rbacentralpa.com/deals before this deal ends on December 31st.